Hi folks, welcome to another episode of This Week in Ferrum Baseball. I'm your host Gary Holden, Sports Information Director and Assistant AD. With me is Head Baseball Coach Ryan Brittle. Ryan, welcome back.
Thanks, Gary.
You guys are a couple hours away from heading down to Atlanta.
We're going to head down to Emory University at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So
it's got to feel good knowing that one of the best teams in the country, you have an opportunity to play them and maybe possibly get a couple wins down there. Hopefully 3 wins, right?
that's the goal, is to win every single game. We want to go down and play hard, compete well, and see where we are at the end of the day. And we think we're going to be okay. So
you both have played about the same number of games. We're 4 games in, they're 5 in. Anything earth-shattering from what they've done so far?
No, they've done exactly. They've probably done less than what they had hoped for, and so have we. But early in the season, when your bats aren't really going as they should be, or you're still trying to get out on the field and do the things that you need to do in order to prepare to win every day, you never know what's going to happen. And the competition out there, the parity in the South region is fantastic, and they've played some tough competition, and we've played some guys that certainly are going to win some ball games this year. So, it's always you got to go out and take your A game out there and play in order to win ball games.
You talk about preparing to win. You got the sport of baseball and softball. You don't just prepare to win. You got to prepare to even play. I've been watching you guys out there dragging the tarps off the field and fixing the infield and everything. How many hours go into that in a regular week?
I'm here all the time. So for me, it's 10, 12 hours a day, every day of the week. But like for instance, yesterday we had our tarp on the field. It snowed 5 or 6 inches, and we got an inch or so of ice. We were able to get it off yesterday, so we actually had a simulated inter-squad yesterday.
Nice.
You had to wear a pair of boots in the outfield. People were just shagging balls in the outfield, but we got pitchers on the mound and hitters hitting against live pitching yesterday, so it was a positive day for us. Certainly not the most we could have gotten done if we had a nice dry field to play on, but we got a lot done yesterday.
Yeah, it just seems like as a head baseball coach, you got to flip over to so many hats. You're part-time coach, part-time groundskeeper, part-time mentor, counselor, working on academics and everything.
Equipment manager.
Sure.
All
exactly.
that stuff. It's great.
Yeah. Well, we're excited about seeing what's going to happen this weekend down at Emory. Starting lineup, do you know where you are with your pitching rotation?
We are. We're going to, we'll go with Jake Perkins on Friday night or Friday afternoon, and then Dylan Weaver and Cliff Alexander. We won't change anything. We don't.
Okay.
There's no secrets there, and I'm sure they're going to go with Jackson Weig on Friday and Luke Emmett and Hans Hansen.
Those are their starting 3.
I think they'll probably be their starting 3 guys. And so, our lineup will have to be a little bit different. I don't know. Many people probably don't know this, but we have a young man named Anderson Ramos who's married, and his wife's pregnant, about to have a baby. So he's actually at home right now. He won't be traveling with us this weekend, but we're praying for a healthy baby for him, and he's excited about it and ready to take that next step in his life. But so we'll be without him, which leaves a little hole in our lineup. But we have capable guys on the bench that are going to fill in and play very well. So no fear there.
And going down there to Atlanta, what are they looking for? Is it pretty good weather for the weekend?
It's supposed to be nice weather. There could possibly be some rain on Sunday afternoon, but it's not supposed to get there until we finish our game. At least that's the last forecast I saw, but it's supposed to be in the 60s there, so it'll be nice and warm, and we'll be glad to get outside and run around on the field for a while.
Okay, so the game times: Friday you play Emory at 2 p.m., Saturday at 1, and then Sunday at 1. I guess there's always the possibility that if it's looking like Sunday is going to be, potentially the rain's going to come in a little sooner, you could always do a doubleheader on Saturday.
Always, and move the game up on Sunday is a possibility as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll get 3 games in. I feel very confident of that.
Okay. All right, so the next week, Roanoke College, you're playing them on the 24th. You're going up to Salem, playing them there. And then you come back home, and you're playing Urbana out of Ohio. A doubleheader on Saturday. That's the opening weekend of spring break, and then you play a single game against them on Sunday. So do you know anything about how strong either of those teams are?
Roanoke's going to be solid. Coach McGuire, who coached here for a
Former assistant
while,
coach, yep.
is a fantastic guy and a fantastic coach, and he's building a program at Roanoke that's going to be a contender for a long time, and he's doing it the right way. And so they're going to be very solid. We're always glad to get out there and compete against them. Don't know a whole lot about Urbana. Know they've, from what the stats look like, they've got some guys on the mound that are returning that had good years last year, so look for some really good competition. Plus they have scholarships and a D2 school, so we look forward to that. Also next week, the same day we play Roanoke, we actually have a doubleheader, JV doubleheader against Patrick Henry Community College. So our young guys will jump out on the field for the first time against those guys. Patrick Henry's ranked 11th in the country in Division II junior college baseball right now. So it'll be great to have those guys running around. So we'll actually be playing 3 games on Wednesday with our ball team. But
busy week next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. I know the younger guys on our club are eager to get out there on the field. They had a doubleheader this past week that was canceled because of the snow, and they're just ready to play as well. Get out there and run around and compete a little bit.
Coach, away from baseball, you've got a fundraiser going right now. Talk a little bit about what your goal is there.
We have a fundraiser going for Versus Cancer. We have a link to a website that you can go on and donate money. The proceeds go to, the beautiful thing about this fundraiser is for children's cancer. Okay. The proceeds, half of the proceeds will go to Carilion Children's Hospital, which is a local hospital right down the road here from us. The other half will go to Children's Cancer Research. A young man who, interesting story, played at UNC Chapel Hill, and his freshman year he started having really bad headaches, and eventually found out that he had a brain tumor, had cancer, and beat it. But the interesting part of it is his name's Chase Jones, and his uncle is Rick Jones, who used to be the head baseball coach here at Ferrum College.
Sure, yeah.
And so he has a connection to Ferrum, and he reached out to us and asked us if we would like to be involved, and of course we said absolutely. Every year we try to get involved. 2 years ago we were involved here, raised money for breast cancer awareness, and we had an alum, Chuck Jarrett, whose wife passed away just before that. We dedicated that weekend to her, and it's always good to get involved with something that's a little bit bigger, that's a whole lot bigger than what this program is and what we are as individuals on this earth. So.
Well, I applaud you guys for doing that, Coach.
Appreciate it. We're looking forward to a good weekend. We have the March 5th Saturday against Methodist will be kind of the weekend or the day for kind of ending that Versus Cancer. So we encourage everyone to get out there. I've posted it on Twitter. We've posted it on Facebook. The guys have tweeted it out as well. So get out there and find it. It's on Ferrum College Baseball's Facebook account, and get on there and donate money. Even $1 helps. Okay. Every little bit helps.
We'll get it posted on the Ferrum Athletics website as well. Great. All right, Coach. Well, listen, so we're going to come back next week, probably maybe a couple days or a day before the Roanoke game, talk a little bit about the weekend down at Emory, and hope we're talking about a couple wins, and we'll talk about the upcoming games and everything. That
sounds good. This show is actually, I've gotten quite a few guys that have given me some feedback on this show. My brother watches it.
Hopefully it was good.
Spanky, my buddy Spanky, who was my roommate in college, one of my roommates in college, he watched it, and so hopefully they can spread the word about this thing and get it out there, and so everybody can see it. I know we're not the most exciting people to listen to all the time, but at least they can get a little information about our baseball team.
We're still looking for a better looking host too, so don't worry about that, folks. We'll find one eventually. So, well, Coach, thanks so much for coming on.
Gary.
Good luck down in Atlanta, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, folks, that's a wrap. Thanks for being with us for This Week in Ferrum Baseball, and we'll talk with you next week. Have a great weekend.